Hey everybody, welcome to If I Can Make It, You Can Make It. And I'm Tazzy, Big Daddy Tazz to some people. Hey, you to other people. And to Christy, I'm just like, Miss Christy's behind the camera. Hi, Miss Christy.
Hello.
We're going to make Fantazztic Tomato Dill Soup with bacon, because I feel like having bacon. And do you see how I put Taz right in there, Miss Christy? It's fantastic.
Yeah.
As opposed to what you say, which is catastrophe. This is my favorite soup to make, and it is very simple. It's just basically tomatoes, onions, dill, bay leaf, garlic, some Frank's hot sauce, and brown sugar. I couldn't remember what was in here. Brown sugar, and then I'm just going to add bacon. And we have, can you see in there? These are tomatoes from the garden from last year, and we had them in the freezer. And I filmed, I tried to film stuff because Miss Christy was busy. And I filmed it on my phone, so we'll cut in the really bad video that I made. So these tomatoes are from our garden from last year. I froze them, and then I put them in some warm water. They were frozen solid, as you can see there. Frozen solid, but you put them in warm water because I want to get rid of the skin, because this is a soup that we blend. So that's very simple. Boom. There's the skin, and you just whoop, off they come. That's perfect, eh? Now, because this is boring and not very appealing, appealing, good joke, Tazzy, I will pause this and finish this up for two reasons. One, this is pretty boring, and two, this is hard to do with only one hand. So we'll talk to you soon. Okay, now that they're all sort of de-skinned or peeled, I want to make sure that I cut out all the, you know, where the stem was right there. So we're going to take that, cut them all, put them in a bowl, and then get the rest of the ingredients ready. So we're going to cut this little piece off, and once again, that'll be pretty boring for you to watch, so I'll do all that and then get back to you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to mash these up a little bit and squish them pretty good to, they're thawed out, these being the tomatoes obviously, they're thawed out, and I'm going to just squish them down a little bit because we're going to blend this whole soup with Christy's blender thingy stick. What's it called? The blender
Stick
on a
blender.
stick. What's it called?
Stick blender.
Oh, a stick blender. We're gonna use the stick blender. I used to use the blender. The blender. This blender, whatever that kind of blender is called. But they got messy, and Miss Christy goes, "Why don't you just do this?" And I'm like, "I don't know how to use that." And now I do. So here's my recipe that I will put on. Well, I won't do it. Miss Christy will add it to the end because I don't know what I'm doing. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some butter, a bunch of butter, this much butter, and throw it in.
I got about 3 tablespoons.
About 3 tablespoons, yeah. It says, the recipe that I'm going to give you is for one batch. We always double and triple the batch, and this is only a starting point. I add stuff and experiment and stuff like that. But we'll do... get that all cooking up. You like to use wooden spoons, but I don't like wooden spoons. I feel like it gives it a weird taste. Oh, we only have wooden spoons to use. Oh, I'm not going to use this. Use this. It's not a wooden spoon. Don't you find that wooden spoons, like, I don't like tasting stuff from a wooden spoon.
Actually, I don't use the wooden spoons very often.
Oh, okay.
I find that they're hard to keep clean because proteins stick to them.
I just assume, maybe you know what it is too, is the fact that wooden spoons, my mom used those not for baking very much. If I saw a wooden spoon coming out, I wasn't thinking, oh, we're making baking. I'm like, hide. We need to hide. we need to hide my hide, basically.
Yes.
So I'm just going to melt this butter in here for, well, however long it takes to melt. Into just a big pot. This is the biggest pot that we have. Not quite. Oh, we have a bigger one. But and we're going to add some garlic. It says here to add 2 cloves of garlic, so I don't know how much 2 cloves is.
Usually with that stuff, I I gauge about a teaspoon is a clove.
So there's a teaspoon.
No, that's a tablespoon.
That's a tablespoon. Okay, I'm gonna add that much because I like stuff really garlicky. Let me turn this down a bit. You like garlicky stuff too?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Because that's about 18 cloves. So.
Is that 18 cloves? Yeah. I thought this is one clove. I thought that's what it was. So we'll put a bunch is what we're gonna do, and then I cut up three onions. Not two. I just left them big chunks because we're gonna blend everything anyway. So I'll throw that in there too. Mm-hmm. And then we'll wait until these are all sweated. That's a fancy word I learned from reading a book. A cookbook. They should make coloring cookbooks. That'd be really cool. Oh, what color is this? Color of hunger. So we'll just wait until these are all sweaty. There's definitely enough garlic in there.
It's funny because you sweat the onions, and often when people sweat, they smell like onions.
They smell like onions. I don't know who you're around. Who do you hang out with that smells like onion?
Lots of people smell like onions.
It's when I work out. I either gotta stop eating onions or stop working out. This is done. So I will just keep squishing this. I don't think we're going to need to use a stick blender on this one. So I think we'll just, it'll be good enough. These will be squished with a potato masher. Potato, tomato, potato masher. I think that's all it is. We just want to get it so it's all slimy and whatever this. What's this consistency? Do you think? This is like grade.
Messy. That's what the consistency is.
It's got the consistency of toddler snot.
Oh.
Maybe that's the wrong thing to say.
Yeah.
Do you want to edit that out maybe and I can say something different?
No.
No? For all you kindergarten teachers, welcome to the...
No. Don't go there.
I told you about the one little kid that came up and said, Mr. Tazz, and he's like breathing. He's got a little kid, like a little kid cold. You could tell because everything was like... Hi, Mr. Tazz. And he had a little silver 11, like right there. And he had a bubble that was out of his nose like that.
I don't want to talk about that stuff. It makes my stomach turn.
This is why Miss Christie married me.
No.
Yes,
no, you didn't start doing this stuff until after.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have married me.
Trapped me.
You wouldn't marry me if I acted like this before.
I know.
So it says a quarter, but we're going to double it up, so we'll go half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. That's a full teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. No, okay, this one. I can't find it. So it says here that we want to do quarter teaspoon of salt. So we'll do half a teaspoon of salt.
It seems low for that volume of
Yeah,
tomatoes.
I think we're going to do a full teaspoon. I think I might have... well, we're tripling this up, right, basically? So there. You can always add... I'm also using low sodium chicken broth stuff. Because my cardiologist wants me to do that. Yes.
Well, that doesn't work if you add in extra salt.
He didn't say not to put extra salt in. He said, Taz, use the low sodium stuff. And then about the same amount of pepper. Guess the dishes are done. About the same amount of pepper.
That's a white pepper, right?
That's white. I use white pepper, yeah.
You held that up to the camera, but I wasn't turned to you.
Sorry. White pepper. We've had this white pepper for years. I don't think we use a lot. I think I forget about it.
I don't use much pepper because I don't like it.
No, yeah, things are spicy for you, like mayonnaise and water like you. You don't like spicier stuff. Okay. These are day 3 after making a. They're day 3 after making a resolution of working out. 10 minutes into their first, the workout sweaty. Is that enough? Is that what? Do you think?
Your soup, I don't know. I can't see from here.
I'll let them go down a little bit.
Probably. We'll cook more as you're cooking the soup.
Oh, for sure.
This is more to add flavor to the onions.
Yeah, you want to cook them down a little bit, right? You don't want them to boil, right?
If you cook them, they sweeten up, and
Well,
especially if you
that's what the salt does,
caramelize them.
The salt helps them caramelize and bring out that sweet flavor, right? I think so. And it says a half a teaspoon of dried dill, which this is bay leaf, so we won't do that. But I'm going to use a whole. That's a tablespoon. We don't want to have a tablespoon, I don't think. Need to wear my glasses.
You know who we need here?
Me.
You, yes.
I eat here all the time. I take your recommendations very seriously.
I said need here.
What we need here.
Who we need here.
Who we need here. Oh, sorry, I don't listen to everything you say. I just hear whatever rhymes.
Yes, I know.
Jess in the snow? What are you talking about? Who do we need here?
We need Alton Brown, because he would give us the
Oh.
science of the, like, you know, if the salt actually helps the onions caramelize, or if it's...
I think I watched that on a show. I don't know.
That's his job. He knows. He
Well,
would
he's
know.
a food science dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to add a tablespoon or a teaspoon of dill. A heaping teaspoon. I like lots of dill.
He and his wife have been doing YouTube videos for cooking during quarantine as well.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, we should invite him over.
He's in Atlanta, and also
Well, he might come here.
quite famous, and
Yeah, well,
I suspect probably
I'm the
not.
third most famous person in this house. If you hadn't put the cat videos on, I'd definitely be the second most famous. There we go. That's awesome, awesome. So what I do is I'm going to add the tomatoes now. What consistency are they? They're slushy. They're almost like a slushy. They're like the worst Slurpee flavor ever. So add I just scooshed them up about that much. No, I'm kidding. Add this to this. Oh, here's the bad news. There might not be enough room in this pot for
Bacon?
chicken stock or air. Stir, stir, stir. Oh. One of the cats is like, hey.
She's chiming in. She's like, if there's no room for bacon, the bacon can come to me.
Well, she's like, what are you talking about being a star? Dude that cleans my poop out of a box.
You don't do that.
I know, but she doesn't know that.
I think she does.
Then I'll add the chicken stock. Chicken stock, I just use whatever is actually on sale. I don't know if there's a better stuff, but there's this 30% less sodium so that we can add 60% more sodium after. I'll just add one now, and then we'll add if I need to add a little bit more because I forgot to measure. So this is pretty much in the recipe. It says to do 10 ounces, 10.5 ounces. So this is 900 milliliters. What is 900 milliliters?
Okay, so a liter
Is 1,000.
is 4 cups. 4
cups.
times 8 ounces.
So 16. 4 times 8.
Yeah.
Is 32.
So 8 ounces in a cup. So 4 times 8 is 32 ounces.
So 32 ounces. So this is just under 32 ounces.
Yeah.
Probably 30 ounces. Or I could go like this and go, hey Siri, how many ounces are in 900 milliliters?
The answer is 30.43 fluid ounces.
I didn't say the 0.43 because you just round down. Thank you, Siri. She's not talking to me anymore. We're fighting. So that's about right for triple the. By accident, I got the right amount in there. Oh, apparently somebody's here honking. They must know we're making soup, or they're honking at the cats in the window. Look, it's the cats from the videos that we never put on anyway. And I think that's all we're going to do for right now. We just have to let this boil. Now we're going to let this boil for come to a boil, and then I'll go, and then I'll later on grab the stick thing and do the same thing. So we'll let this come to a boil, and then we will come back later.
Are you gonna simmer it for?
Yeah, we simmer it for 40 minutes. But what I do is I bring it to a boil, and then I zip it.
Okay.
And then I let it simmer because then I can decide the flavors there. Then I know if I need how much. What I do is at that point I let it. I just taste it a little bit to see if it's going to be too tomatoey because I don't like. I like tomato soup, but I don't like earthy tomato soup. So I'll add some brown sugar at that point in time and the Frank's hot sauce, and then let the whole thing simmer.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. We'll talk to you in a couple minutes. For you, it'll just be like that. I forgot to put a bay leaf in, and my fingers are too big, so... Okay. I guess I could have just let go of the bay leaf, eh? So that's not quite a bay leaf, so I'm going to throw in 3 bay leaves. They're all different sizes anyway. Important to remember to take these out before you blend. That way you don't have to throw away your soup, because that's what I did. That's a little one. I'm going to put... There you go. So that's what I forgot to do. That's why we had to come back. See, Miss Christie said, well, why don't you try this all on your own? And I need your guidance. Can I put 4 in or 3 in? It's like...
It's your soup.
My soup?
You're probably going to eat most of it.
Oh, okay. Is that because you don't like it?
I'm just not as big into soup as you are.
Oh, soup is awesome. Soup is like a drink food.
And I like different kinds of soup than you do.
I like the good kind, and you like that other stuff.
I like, the broccoli chowder that I make.
Oh, the broccoli chowder you make is awesome if you want to be, having broccoli and cheese and stuff.
Yeah, it's like thick and creamy.
Yeah, I like that.
And I like African peanut soup.
Yeah, I don't like peanut soup very much. I don't like the peanut-y kind of soup at all. I like this dill soup that we make, and I like what other soup do I make that I really like?
You like your chicken noodles.
Oh, I make my chicken noodle soup, and I like my buffalo chicken soup. I like that very much too. Yeah. Anyway, now I'm hungry, and we're gonna have to open up a can of soup to eat while this is cooking. That seems weird. Okay, talk in a minute. Okay, Miss Christie should actually be in charge of this because I forgot. I have to add. I add a can of fire roasted tomatoes, and I put them right in there. There, just like Mom used to make if she... So I'm pretty sure this is all I'm supposed to add. Once again, the show is called If I Can Do It, You Can Make It do it too. Is that what it's called? What's it called? If I can make it, you can make it. If I can make it, you can make it. I haven't had any sugar or even tea or anything today, and I'm still all scatterbrained. But look at it. Nope, I got to work out. Okay, I'll be doing that. I'm pretty sure this is all... Yeah. Well, there's bacon. Should we add the bacon now?
No.
No. Okay, we'll add the bacon later, if there's any left. So the soup is now boiling, has come to a boil. So I am going to now... I don't know why I do it in this order, but I'm going to add the brown sugar. I add brown sugar to it to take away some of the... acid, I think, and I need to put in 1.5 of brown sugar. So we pretty much double it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1.5. So there would have been 3. So I'm going to add 3 right now.
It's teaspoons, right, Tazzy?
Teaspoons, yeah. Sorry, 3. This is 1.5. It's 3 teaspoons, and then I'm going to see if it needs a little bit afterwards because sometimes it doesn't need as much. Does that make sense? It depends on the tomatoes and stuff. And then I'm going to add the hot sauce now. We need 1 pound of one pound, 1 tablespoon, teaspoon, 1 teaspoon. Hang on. No, I was right the first time. It is 1 tablespoon of Frank's hot sauce. So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon. So we're going to double that. Once again, I'm only going to add, instead of tripling it, I'm going to just double it for right now and do the rest to taste. Because I have added too much before. We'll mix that all in, and now that it's come to a boil, I'm going to reduce the heat, obviously, and bring it to a simmer for about 45 minutes. And that time, we will pull out the bay leaves and blend it up, give it a taste, and see if it needs to add an egg. Sound good?
Do you remember how many bay leaves you put in?
4 bay leaves.
You need to remember if you're going hunting later.
You're supposed to be directing me and telling me.
This is your
You know
recipe.
the best part is? You know the best part is? We've recorded this. So while this is simmering, I'm going to bring this down to simmer. And while this is simmering, we're going to go back and see how many bay leaves I put in here so that I remember to pull it out. And what I might do is just watch a reverse, and I'll be pulling them out, and I won't have to do it.
I don't think that'll work.
No. You wreck everything. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Hey, welcome back. The soup has been percolating for about 45 minutes. Percolating, is that the right word, Christy? It's been simmering? I guess it's been simmering.
Simmering would be a good word
Simmering.
for it. Yeah.
We put it in a big urn for no apparent reason. And I saw this one time at a restaurant, and I like to do it too. I want to take and make myself and Miss Christy a little tiny grilled cheese sandwich that goes in the middle of the soup. And instead of using butter, I use mayo. I don't know if that's bad. Don't tell my cardiologist. So what I'm using on this half is there's some I like extra old, and there's some cheese in there that is a horseradish cheese, which I love. And Miss Christy gets marble because she doesn't like the horseradishy stuff very much in this particular sandwich. So let's move this over to here because we also have to.
And that's on sourdough bread.
Oh, it's on our sourdough bread. Yes, it's the sourdough bread that Miss Christy made, which the recipe is on our other YouTube channel.
Sourdough makes amazing.
YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I was saying YouTube channel. YouTube channel is where it is. Sourdough makes amazing
Grilled cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It for some reason, I don't know. It might be just the added flavor or something about the texture. It's so good. It's so good.
It's very good. And you can tell that I'm really good at cutting the bread. Can you see how crazy bad that is? That's terrible. I should have been awake when that.
I noticed your cheese ended up on the thick side.
Oh, I'd rather have the thin side, actually. There's nothing. So while that's sort of cooking away, I'm going to use this stick blender and blend this all down and hope not to get any on the camera. So we just blend it all down, and then we'll taste it to see. Can you hear it? Okay.
Just hold it off the bottom.
Okay. I forgot to take out the bay leaves.
You did.
So I'm going to hunt around for the bay leaves, and we'll be right back after this. Okay, so we hunted around and we got the bay leaves. The bay leaves. It's best to leave a sticky note that says bay leaves, probably, or put it in your phone or something like that. So we're almost done. This thing freaks me out a little bit. We don't want to have it blend 100% smooth. We want to have what Miss Christy calls a little bit of mouthfeel. Check this, because I hear this starting to get crispy. No. Oh. Sourdough. So, let's do this a little bit more. That was hilarious. What was that sound? The bay leaves. So, full disclosure, we found 3 of the 4 bay leaves, and the rest I think will help with our fiber. I don't know. Can you eat bay leaves? I think you can eat bay leaves. It's just a leaf. Okay. This I think is done. So we'll just test it out a little bit. Let's take a little bit of taste. I learned to blow on it because the last time we were, oh, that's telling me to turn my. That's nice. I don't think it needs any more brown sugar or anything. I think it's. Right, do you want to try this, Christy?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. You trust me?
Yep.
Okay.
Sometimes.
I'm the worst flipper over. Sometimes you trust me?
I might not trust you to remember to take bay leaves out anymore.
Well, the nice device told us for sure it was starting to. And the look on my face is like. Oh my goodness. So we got, while that is cooking up for us, I have some bacon to put on top of to sprinkle on top. Bacon is awesome. I quite like bacon. So I'm just going to crunch it up a little bit.
I'm surprised the cats haven't come running.
Yeah, well, they probably are worried about bay leaves. That's a lot of bacon for mine.
Perfect.
There you go. It is just crunched it up a little bit. When I do the bacon, I like to put it in the oven and I like to bake it. So I bake it in the oven for at 400 for about on a sheet. I use tin foil and I bake it in the oven for about anywhere between 12 and 15 minutes. I check at 12 and see where it's at. And always pull it out before it looks like it should be pulled out. Otherwise, it's just bacon crumble, right? And then at 400 degrees. Did I mention that?
You put it in a cold oven, right?
In a cold oven, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't preheat the oven to 400 because then it cooks too fast. And it's just, I find it a little bit rubbery. Let me just check the consistency of the brownness. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. That is good. I can shut that pan off. It'll be warm enough. Well, keep it on for now. I'm getting excited to try our soup. Get a bowl. While this is cooking up. I have a tendency to make like too much of a mess. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
I did. I do.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I have the bread knife out for no reason. And all this other stuff. How many knives do I need? 7! So we'll get some of this into the bowl. Shut that off. There you go. A little bit of that. This should be nice and brown on both sides. Oh, it is. That's shut off. The most important thing is that I remember to shut off the. Gotta let your grilled cheese sit to cool down for a little bit. You gonna have a bowl too, Miss Christie?
Yep.
Yep.
Just one scoop, please.
Just one scoop. There we go.
Feisty with all that Frank's hot sauce in
Did I
it.
put too much Frank's in? For you?
You always, any amount of Frank's is too much.
I guess what I should do actually is I could have just put the Franks in only mine, right? But this means I get to eat more soup because Wee Beast does not like tomato soup.
Doesn't like tomatoes, period.
I don't like tomato. Well, he likes tomato sauce, right?
A little bit, not
Too
a
much.
huge fan.
Just put that right inside. With some bacon all around it. Put mine right inside. With some bacon all around it. And this is what it looks like right there. So that's the Fantazztic tomato dill with bacon. So I hope you liked it. The recipe will be on there after that. After this, I guess not after that. It'll be after that. It might well be after what I just said. So that would be that, and this is this. So we'll put the recipe on there. And if you have any questions, you can email us. So thank you very much for watching that. And next time I'll try to remember, take out the bay leaves. That's the number one thing you've learned today. Take out the bay leaves. I'll talk to you later.